Hello everyone, welcome to my lecture series. Hope all of you are well. Please stay safe, stay at home as much as possible. Let me introduce myself. Myself Rinki Bhoumik, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, JIS College of Engineering. This is the paper name Physics 1 and paper code PH101. 3 credits. There will be 3 lectures per week. Total 36 number of lectures will be there. Prerequisite knowledge of physics up to 12th standard. This is the course objective. Here the aim of this course in physics is to provide adequate exposure and develop insight about the basic physics. By this physics 1 you can get to know about the basic physics which will help you to understand about the application of physics, and also the basic principles of physics would help engineers to understand the tools and techniques used in the industry. So without understanding the physics, it will be difficult to understand in future the core subject. So that's why this basic physics will build the basic base of physics. This is the course outcome of Physics 1, page 101.1, and here page 101.2, 3, 4 and 5. 5 course outcomes are there. First one is, I am telling in a short, de Broglie hypothesis, Heisenberg uncertainty principle, velocity resonance characteristics of laser light. In the second outcome, explanation of basic principle and different types of laser and optical fiber, Miller indices, theory of matter wave equation of motion, apply the knowledge of mechanical vibration in electrical circuits, analyzing grating as many slip system, Q factor, all these will go through. And the last one, judge photoelectric effect, is the inverse of X-ray production process. This is COPO mapping. This is the result. This is course module where wave and oscillation, classical optics, quantum mechanics 1, solid physics 1, modern optics 1. These are the course module. Now we'll start with waves and oscillation for the first module, but these are the modules. Classical optics, here we have to go through the interference and quantum diffraction, quantum mechanics 1, solid state physics 1, and modern optics. So these are the syllabus. By going through these topics, you can understand about the application of physics, which will help you in future. Okay, in industry, where you can apply all this theory. So this is very important. So let's start the lecture for today. So today is my first lecture. Today we are going to start with module 1, that is simple harmonic motion, SHM. So what is simple harmonic motion? This is the common example which is given here, that is simple pendulum which we use in our daily life. In our home, it's available there. Now, this is the basic structure of the simple pendulum, where there is a bob which is suspended here. Now, when it starts oscillation, then it has to and fro motion, like this, to and fro motion. Now, in this to and fro motion, it's just from its equilibrium position, it go to the extreme position, then comes to the equilibrium position and then again goes to this equilibrium, goes to this extreme position. So this is the basic principle of the simple pendulum, how actually it oscillates. Now there is a reason behind this kind of behavior, means why this pendulum goes to this extreme point and then coming to the equilibrium position. That means there must be some force acts on it. The name of this force is restoring force. Now what is restoring force? That today I will discuss later on. Now next I am giving you an example. This is an example of another simple harmonic motion. This example also shows, this system also shows us the simple harmonic motion, where this is the, as we can see, spring and a load is suspended from the spring. Now when it starts oscillation, then due to the oscillation we can get this kind of motion. So the simple harmonic motion, if we draw it on the graph, it looks like this. This is nothing but the sinusoidal wave. So again, if we plot the velocity graph, then also the graph will be like this. But here the difference between these two graphs, as we can see, that here this pendulum, here the curve starts from x equal to 0. From 0, x equal to 0 and t equal to also 0, means from the origin. But here the curve starts from a particular value of the velocity at time t equal to 0. That means at time t equal to 0, the velocity is not equal to 0. So that we are going to show you that why this kind of graph we are getting here. Now here you see y equal to a sin omega t plus pi. This I will today derive that y equal to a sin omega t. This is the basic or general expression of the simple harmonic motion. Now if we do the derivative, then dy equal to dy by dt, that is a omega cos omega t plus phi. So if you plot it over here, then we can get this kind of graph. Then acceleration, that means derivative of the velocity. So here we are getting, this is the expression of the acceleration of the simple harmonic motion, and if we plot it over here, then we can get this kind of graph. So this is the basic thing of simple harmonic motion. Now there will be a video for you next, then I will start some derivation.
Simple harmonic motion. Let us discuss about SHM. Observe this simple pendulum. The resting position of the bob is known as mean position. One complete to and fro movement of pendulum about its mean position is known as an oscillation or vibration. Observe these points in simple pendulum. Simple pendulum oscillates about its mean position. Acceleration and displacements are in opposite directions. Acceleration should always be directed towards its midpoint. In other words, the above are the conditions for a body to be in SHM. Definition of SHM. A body is said to be in simple harmonic motion if it moves to and fro about its mean position such that at any point its acceleration is directly proportional to its displacement in magnitude, but opposite in direction and is directed always towards the mean position. Mechanical wave, sound wave. In this example, a mechanical wave, like sound wave, propagates as a result of simple harmonic oscillations of the particles of the medium. Projection of a particle performing uniform circular motion on a circumference of the circle makes same displacement in same intervals of time, t. Vibrations of a tuning fork. In this example, the vibrations of a tuning fork oscillates about its mean position. That is, by the definition, its vibrations are in SHM. Oscillations of a liquid column in a U-tube. In this example, in U-tube, liquid oscillates about its mean position. That is, its oscillation is in SHM. These are different examples of SHM. The following are the conditions for a body to be in SHM. 1. The motion should be periodic about a fixed point. 2. Acceleration and displacements should always be in opposite directions. 3. The acceleration should always be directed towards the fixed mean position.
Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about SHM. S for simple, H for harmonic, M for motion. Simple harmonic motion. Now, what is this simple harmonic motion? First, we have to know about it. Okay. Now, suppose this is along x-axis. Here we have plotted the time period along y-axis. There is the position. Now, if the motion of any particle gives us this kind of wave, where after a certain time, suppose this is your t equal to 0, this is your t equal to t1. Now after a certain period t1, if it comes back to its same position, then this is one full wave. After that, it's again going back, going down, and then again coming back to the same position. So this is another full wave. So this is called simple harmonic motion. Okay. So this can be sinusoidal or cosine wave. Now today we have to know that if we consider a simple example, this is a pendulum. Now in our normal life, as we have seen that this is the equilibrium position. From here it goes to the extreme condition, then coming to the equilibrium condition, then again going back to this condition, extreme position, then again coming back to the equilibrium condition, then again going back to the this position. So this is the example of the simple harmonic motion. Now we have to know that why this kind of behavior actually it gives. Why? If it goes to this position, then again it comes back to the equilibrium condition. That means, can we say that there is a force acts towards this equilibrium condition? That means F is proportional to x. Force is proportional to the position. A proportional to the x. Now F equal to therefore minus Sx, where S is the stiffness, where S is nothing but the proportional constant. Okay, so this is about f equal to minus x. Now f, there is a particular name. The name of this force is called restoring force. Now what is restoring force? Restoring force is that force for which the pendulum comes to its equilibrium condition. It always acts just opposite to the position or opposite to the displacement. That is called your restoring force. Now this f equal to minus sx. This is where f is restoring force, s is the proportional constant and x is the displacement. Now force F equal to m into d2x dt square is equal to minus sx. Therefore d2x dt square plus s by m x equal to 0. So therefore d2x dt square plus omega square x equal to 0. This is the differential equation of this pendulum. Now if the question is like you have to prove the differential equation of the simple harmonic motion, then you have to do these three lines, and thus easily you can prove the differential equation of the simple harmonic motion. Now the differential equation we have solved. The next question is solution. How you can do the solution of this differential equation? That is a big question. To solve this, first we have considered here a general equation x equal to a e to the power alpha into t. X equal to a to the power alpha t. So this is suppose your equation number 1. This is your equation number 2. Now if we put equation 2 in equation 1, then what we are getting as alpha square plus omega square is equal to 0. So therefore alpha equal to what we are getting? Plus minus I omega. Okay, here one more line I am doing for you. Alpha square equal to minus omega square. So therefore alpha equal to what? Root over of minus 1 omega. That means plus minus I. I equal to root over of minus 1 omega. So that means there are two values of alpha. Alpha 1 equal to I omega and alpha 2 equal to minus I into omega. So there are two values of the alpha 1 and alpha 2. If we get this kind of two values, two expressions of alpha and alpha, that is alpha 1 and alpha 2, then finally what we can write as x equal to a e to the power alpha 1 t plus b e to the power alpha 2 t. b e to the power alpha 2 t. So alpha 1 equal to what we can write? A e to the power I into omega, because alpha 1 equal to just few minutes ago we proved it as I omega into t plus b e to the power minus I omega into t. So e to the power I omega t, b to the power minus I omega t equal to a e to the power I omega t means what we can write here? Cos omega t plus I sin omega t plus b, since here e to the power minus I omega t, so that's why we can write cos omega t minus I sin omega into t. Now how we can write? Actually the formula is e to the power I theta equal to cos theta plus I sin into theta. This is the formula. So therefore Therefore, we can write a plus b cos omega into t, because a cos omega t plus b cos omega t. From these two, we can write a plus b cos omega t plus I into a minus b sin into omega t. Okay, minus sin omega into t. Therefore, what we can write, a plus b, here a plus b we can consider as a sin phi, and I a minus b equal to b cos phi. You can also consider the reverse one, means a plus b equal to a cos phi and I into a minus b equal to b sin phi. This thing you also can consider. Okay, so here if we put these two expressions over here, then what you can, here a cos phi equal to a sin phi cos omega t plus I into a minus b. Instead of I a minus b, you can also write down as a sin phi cos omega t plus b cos phi sin omega t. So it will be equal to a, here it will be a, okay, the amplitude we are considering as same. So a into sin phi cos omega into t plus cos phi sin omega into t is equal to a sin of omega t plus phi. This is the expression of the SHM, simple harmonic motion. So firstly, we have considered the restoring force expression, from where we have proved the differential equation, from where we have got two expressions of alpha 1 and alpha 2, that is plus I omega and minus I omega. Then we have x equal to e to the power alpha 1t plus b to the power alpha 2t, from where by the whole derivation finally we have proved that the expression of the simple harmonic motion is x equal to a sin omega t plus phi. This is the standard form. Okay, now instead of sine you can prove it also as cosine, there is no problem, means a cos omega t plus phi you can also prove it, there is nothing wrong. So this is the standard expression and this is the solution of the differential equation of the simple harmonic motion. Now we are going to solve another problem. First you try to understand what is superposition principle. So superposition principle means, superpose means nothing but the sum, okay, or overlap. Means suppose this is one wave x1, this is another wave which is x2. Now if they superpose to each other, then the resultant wave is x. Now how you can write x equal to x1 plus x2? This is the superposition principle. By the superposition principle, the resultant wave can be written as x equal to x1 plus x2. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about the superposition. Instead of two waves, if we consider there are three waves, the third wave is x3, then x will be equal to plus x3. So superposition principle superposition principle of simple harmonic motions in two mutually perpendicular directions. So here first x equal to a sin omega t plus phi. This is the first wave which is along x-axis. Now if we consider along y-axis another wave y equal to b sin omega t. This is another wave. Therefore y by b equal to sin omega into t, and also x by a equal to sin of omega t plus phi. So sin of omega t plus phi equal to, we can write sin a cos phi plus cos omega t sin phi. Therefore finally what we can write as, so now x by a equal to y by b cos phi plus root over of 1 minus y square by b square sin phi. Now why we have written it? Because instead of, if we go to the last line, we had sin omega t. Since sin omega t equal to y by b, that's why y by b. And here also cos omega t. Cos omega t means root over of 1 minus sin square omega t. So that's why 1 minus sin square omega t means 1 minus y square by b square. So that's why we put it here, root over of 1 minus sin square omega t means y square by b square, and here y by b. Now if we bring this term to the left hand side, so what we are getting, that x by a minus y by b cos phi is equal to root over of 1 minus y square by b square sin phi. Now both sides, if we do the square, then this square root will be gone. Here we are getting sin square phi, and also here we are getting square. Okay. Now we have to do the square both sides, and then we have to expand it. Then we'll see that what we are getting. A very interesting equation actually we are going to get it over here. So let's do it. So now x by a minus 1 by b. Therefore x square by a square minus 2ab, that means 2xy by ab cos square, only cos phi will be there, plus y square by b square cos square phi. Simple. A square minus 2ab plus b square is equal to 1 minus y square by b square sin square phi. Now we have to make it short. How we can do it? X square by a square minus 2xy by ab cos phi plus y square by b square cos phi plus y square by b square sin square phi is equal to sin square phi. So therefore x square by a square minus 2xy by ab cos phi plus y square by b square equal to sin square phi. Now this is the standard equation due to the resultant wave due to the superposition of two mutually perpendicular SHMs which are mutually perpendicular to each other. Okay, so from this equation we can get a lot of things, even we'll do it, but we'll do it on the next class. But first we have to be clear about the derivation. So if we recapitulate, then initially we considered x equal to a sin omega t plus phi, and along y axis with different amplitude b sin omega t, and here y by b equal to sin omega t, and then x by a equal to sin omega t plus phi, then sin a plus b equal to sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. Okay, now sin omega t equal to y by b and cos omega t equal to root over of 1 minus y square by b square. So from there x by a minus y by b equal to cos phi equal to root over of 1 minus y square by b square sin phi. So here both sides we have done the square. So if we do the square both sides, then finally we are getting this equation. Now phi is nothing but the phase difference. So if there are different phases between these two waves, phase difference, it can happen like phi equal to 0, pi, 2 pi, pi by 2. So for different phase difference, what we can get, which kind of equations we can get, that we will discuss. Okay, so you must practice the derivations which we have done today, and if you have any query, any question, please feel free to ask. So thank you for today.